Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
All righty. We're live. Not Memorex out there, folks. Sorry about the opening segment, but we should be back up and running. My system is coming back up, so I don't have access to everything, but during the show, we should get it. So let's cut the opening and get right to it. Right now, it's 1:18 in the afternoon. We've got a mixed bag out here. By the way, I would love to hear from you, and you can give us a call at 877-927-6648. If you can't call in, go ahead and send me an email like Walter here did at steve@tfnn.com, and inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So right now we got a mixed bag out here. Dow's up 35, S&P 2, NASDAQ is off 8, and the Russell's down 2. Semis are up 1. New York Stock Exchange is flat, down 7 points. Gold is off $26, trading 1944. I think getting really close to that weekly oscillator and change line. We'll take a look at that. Silver's back $1.70. That's down 6%. Lightspeed crude is off 30 cents, trading out at 41.94. Tesla is the leader to the upside. Let's start there because that's the question that Walter E. wrote in about. He asked short-term range for August. And is Tesla a buy or a sell? And any thoughts on shop? So as we take a look at Tesla out here, Walter, right now price is dealing with the top of, well, actually, I take that back. There's a brand new profile that formed 2 days ago, and price was above that. So that's a bullish message. So what that tells Stevie is that price should target the highs out here from July the 11th, July 13th. And that high is 17.94. Price is above the weekly profiles. It's above the monthly profiles. So at this stage here, things look like Tesla wants to go ahead and make another run for that prior high. As I open up my other charts out here, what you're going to see is when Tesla did form that high, it was with a TD9 count. So there's a valid topping pattern in play. That's going to be a resistance level right around the $1,800-ish area. Not exactly, but close to it. You should be seeing the charts. Jay, you're not seeing the charts. Mr. Bill, you're not seeing the charts. Come on, guys in the production room. Can you get these charts up here so folks can see them? Especially Walter, who wrote in and was asking about Tesla. Not yet. Yeah, I know. Hopefully they're listening. Hello, production room. In any event, I'll just describe, folks, what's going on out here. Tesla is trading above Stevie's green line and a new daily profile. So both of those would have this as a bullish indication out here. And so we look for resistance. We know it was the TD9 count top that identified that. So, Walter, we're going to say that Tesla wants to go make a run for those highs. On the weekly time frame chart out here with regard to Tesla, we don't have any kind of a bearish scenario, no type of topping pattern. And all price did this week was pull back and test Stevie's green line, which right now on the weekly basis is printing out at 13.85. So Tesla looks pretty good. Let's put up Shopify. SHOP is the ticker symbol out here. Your question, Walter, if it was short-term range for August, and then you put and, so I don't know if you're referring to the markets there or anything. We'll sort of cover that during the once I finish up with Shopify out here. But with regard to Shopify, this forms wave number 7. That's letter G up at the high. It's got a TD9 count pattern. And so it looks like Shopify is pulling back to test its breakout support level of 935.14. This is the daily time frame we're looking at. If not 935.14, then 873.24. Those would be the levels I'd be watching. But it'd be the 935 area on Shopify that I would be looking at. The weekly time frame now has a bearish it's got two pair. Last week was a shooting star. This week we're seeing follow through, and prices trading just below Stevie's green line. This is telling you that Shopify has made an intermediate term top. So what you're going to want to watch out here, Walter, is you're going to want to watch, because if price breaks 935, you're headed to 873. You break 873, you're headed to 713. And that is in essence what the weekly chart is trying to communicate to us as we speak right now. As I pull open the monthly chart for Shopify, you've got a TD9 count top. I'd be very careful in Shopify. I would be very careful. Now, look, the trend is not broken. There's no key level of support that is broken. But you do get two consecutive closes below 935.14. The intermediate and the monthly time frame charts are saying, be careful. Muy grande, very big, very large, be careful. Yeah, I'm going to give you a muy grande, be careful out there. Sorry, don't know how to say be careful in Spanish out there. But I know somebody will teach me. Walter, hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. So with regard to the general markets or what's going on today, there's really not a whole lot. Now, there is something new. Actually, there's a ton that's going on today. So here, let's start with the daily equity future contracts. What do we know? The ES Mini is trading above the top of its profile. On top of its profile is 32.62, but it's also trading below the 33.79 area. That's the high from the trading session of August the 11th. That was a TD9 count high. Unless there's a close above that, it's really neutral right now. If you take a look at the NQ, it continues to find resistance at the top of its profile. That'd be 11,205. If you take a look at the Dow, here's the new profile that has formed, folks. You've got a bearish structured profile, resistance at 28,069, and support at 26,946. Yesterday, we talked about the Russell 2000's new bullish structured profile. The Russell pushed lower this morning, and guess where it found support? I know this is not a surprise for you, but for others out there, they don't have a clue as to, well, why did the Russell 2000 push down to 1560.90 and then bounce? Now, folks, do you know, it doesn't always happen like this, but it does happen. Do you know what the exact bottom of the daily profile is for the Russell 2000? Remember, 2 days ago, we didn't know this. Yesterday, we did. It's 1560.90. It's like it is right to the actual penny that it found support. And remember, yesterday we went through the difference between the bullish structure and the bearish structured profile. See, in the ES Mini, we've got a bullish structured profile. In the NQ, a bearish structured profile. The Dow, a bearish structured profile. The Russell, a bullish structured profile. Now, support is going to be stronger on a bullish structured profile. Resistance is going to be stronger on a bearish structured profile out there. So the Russell 2000, which one could argue is the weak indice out here, that pushed lower and that found support. Now, I didn't even know what was going on the I was having so many internet problems out here. Let's see what was going on. Let me take a look at the opening range, the 30-minute chart out here, see if there was any pattern or anything. I'll pull that over so you can look at it too. I don't see anything initially out here. Yeah, I don't see anything. Now, I could certainly draw an A to B equals CD to the downside. That I see, which would be a Gartley buy pattern out here. I don't have the tool on this system, but you can see that would have been confirmed with this bullish engulfing candle at about, well, looks like at about 6 o'clock this morning. There's no breakout or anything along those lines out here inside the Russell 2000. It just traded down to support, a level that you knew about yesterday, and that price is trading with inside its opening range values out here. Not unless you were to see price close about 1583. Would there be a breakout from the daily message out here, and that could take price all the way up to 1605. So there's our profile information with regard to the markets, what they're doing, what they're not doing. Now, the cool thing about the Russell, or really all of these, is you've got to see a break of support. So that means close below the bottom of those profiles in order to generate a change in trend signal. And clearly, we do not have that here. Really, with regard to each of the 30-minute equity futures contracts, we don't have any kind of a breakout whatsoever going on. The NQ, which has been struggling, this is why, folks, I also suggest you understand the opening range levels. Take a look at where price found resistance on the bounce this morning, right at the bottom of that U.S. opening range. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archived workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So, question was inside the Tiger's Den about the market profiles for the silver contract, and we'll start with gold. I had mentioned gold earlier. We'll take a look at both gold and silver out here. We'll do the whole shebang. If we take a look at gold, I want you to focus on. So it's the December contract. That's the active contract. That's going to be panel number 2 from your right. And you'll see that the bottom of the bullish structured profile is 1966. Price tested and rejected that level today. Still a little rising trend line. I checked on my weekly chart. 1920 is about the number where gold would have to close below. That would generate a intermediate term change in trend. But don't mistake this, folks. This could be yesterday it could have been the C point of an A to B equals CD to the downside. I don't need to draw that in right now. I won't draw that in because I'm not projecting that as the pattern just yet. But this week what we have experienced is at least a short-term change in trend inside of Goldilocks. The intermediate-term change in trend signal. So we got the TD9 count. It's the reason why I was giving caution to that Shopify chart, because each time frame that we looked at had a valid topping pattern out there. And the question is, identifying those levels of support, because if price is able to break below support, well, then you've got real trouble. In the case of gold, the first level of support on its weekly time frame is Stevie's green line. Currently, that's priced at 1921.20. If price moves down, that's going to move lower as well. But so just figure the 1920-ish type area is the go, no-go zone for Goldilocks. With regard to silver out here, silver is stronger than gold. So here's a bear structure with regard to gold. You can see prices below the bottom of that profile. When we take a look at silver, silver we're looking at still, you've got September that's rolling over into December. So it's either going to be panels 1 to the left or 2 to the left. Either way, what we can see out here is silver is still well above the center of its bullish structured profile out here, and that suggests that silver wants to make a run for the high. That's either 29.91 on the September contract, 30.19 on the December contract out there. So that's the message for silver, which is odd because we've got the message for gold that it wants to move lower, and silver that it may want to move higher out here, just simply based upon the profiles. My other charts haven't come back up, so it's not that easy for me to pull up. Well, let's do this here. Let me go back to the September contract and try to pull it up, see if there's anything else out here. So at this stage, I'm not responsible for the message that the charts are communicating to you, only if I were to misinterpret them or misread them, and I am not going to do that. You'll find me being very consistent out here. And so here's the deal. The message for silver is bullish. The message for gold is bearish out there. Now, with regard to silver, there's one caveat. So let's go take a look at that caveat, see if we can figure it out. And that's where's Stevie's green or red line. Well, here we go. So now we see silver. What price is unable to do so far is really take out Stevie's green line for 2 sessions in a row. Please disregard the profile that's showing up on the white background chart. The black background charts are the ones that have the more accurate profiles, are the ones that we're going to use out here. But price is below Stevie's green line at 27.36. So you need to see 2 closes above that to then be able to get to that high in that 29.91-ish type area. So that's the message coming from silver. Hector writes in, we're going to stick with the theme out here because Hector and the fuel injectors, and that includes Patty, want to take a look at Newmont Mining. NEM is the ticker symbol. So let me get this going, and I'll read the question here as I sort of multitask. Here we go, 3 time frames, Newmont Mining. Happy Fabulous Friday. Well, back at you, Hector. Today's light pullback in Newmont, is this a gift or a trap? Well, today isn't really the important day because the important day was a few days ago, August the 11th, when price gapped down with volume below the bottom of its profile out there. And we're still below daily profiles. So today's action, Hector, really isn't going to impact our market call on Newmont Mining. Now, with regard to the weekly profile, we can see the price is back below the top of its box. So when you're within profiles, price could be targeting 60.85 to 54.64. You're above the monthly. So you got problems on the daily, and the weekly says you're back inside the profile range. Again, 54.64 to 60.85 being its target. Let's pull over Stevie's other chart. So when Newmont Mining formed its top, was there a topping pattern? That's the question, right? So let's go take a look at it. Yeah, price was moving higher, doing less relative energy, and it was that gap to the downside that generated that bearish reversal candle. Now, the breakout level for Newmont Mining, Hector, is at 61.77. So that is going to be its first target to the downside. So it's neither a gift nor a trap out here. It's just this is price forming a top, valid top, closing below 2 levels of support. Stevie's green line, or it could have been red line, but it was green, the bottom of the profile. So the next level of support for you on the daily is 61.77, and below that, 55.24. So if you're long Newmont Mining, I would definitely have a stop in place. This week here on Newmont Mining, we're going to see that we're back below the oscillator and change line. That's suggesting a move to 60.85. And what it's certainly supporting out here, Hector, is that move to at least 61.77. And as I look at the monthly time frame out here for Newmont Mining this month, well, we can't really call it this month. It's only the 14th. But currently you've got a bearish reversal candle. I'm sure there's an A to and there's an A to B equals CD, so you've got to sell the D point, but it's too early in the month to make that call. The daily and the weekly are giving us enough information. You should expect Newmont Mining to pull back to at least test that 61.77 area. So, Hector, good to hear from you. Thanks so much. Have a nice weekend. Glenn A. writes in, and Glenn A. wants to take a look at well, that's a different question. So Glenn's question is, hey, Steve, what charting software is necessary at a minimum without having to subscribe? Is there a platform that stands out? Glenn, I would need more information than that. I don't. What charting software is necessary at a minimum without having to subscribe? I guess I don't know what you're really asking me. I apologize for that. I mean, there's plenty of free charting applications online like stockcharts.com or what have you. They're not going to have my tools if that's what you're asking. They're not going to have these tools, and these tools here, many of them, not all of them, many of them are custom proprietary. The TAS Market Profiles are not. You can get that. You can go to TAS Market Profiles and see the different packages that their service runs on. Here I've got their service running on my black background charts, which is eSignal, and my white background charts, which are which is the Ninja Trader. Thinkorswim, one of our sponsors out there, hooked up through Ameritrade. If you have an Ameritrade account, you can get the Thinkorswim application. It's a great versatile tool out there. So plenty of tools that are out here. And in many of those applications, you can design your own custom tools as well. So, Glenn, feel free to write back to me with more details about what you're specifically looking for, because I probably didn't answer that question the way that you needed to, but it's the best answer that I have at the moment. So I don't have any other questions. How about inside the den, guys or gals? Any questions out there that if you type something in, I because of everything going on, I'm sure I overlooked it. If you'd retype it, that would be great. In the meantime, what I'll do is just kind of surf around and see what we see out here inside the markets.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So good question to Tiger's Den from Danny. And Danny from New York, and kind of ties in maybe to Glenn A's question about software and tools and so forth. And so, in the show today so far, we looked at the larger picture, the daily time frame. We saw that the Russell 2000 was going right down to the bottom of its daily profile, hit it right to the tick. Now, at the same time that it was doing that, And you always look for the short-term time frame charts when a daily level of support or resistance is being attacked to help us answer, is there going to be at least a short-term top or bottom? And Danny's question is, do the charts show us basically any pullback in the Dow before today's close? So here, if we take a look at what's transpired today, right, if you can understand what's transpired today, it should be able to assist you in what's going to transpired thus far, what's going to transpire, or what to be looking for in the coming hour or hours out here. So as price was moving lower to test the bottom of that daily profile in the Russell 2000, over here at 27,623, it's a little red dash line out here. Now it's a 30-minute time frame chart. That's a TD9 count breakout level on a short-term time frame. So folks, if there's going to be a larger change in trend, and I know you'll understand this, we're going to see short-term levels of breakout support fail first, right? And that's what that 27,623 level represents. So one of the first things that Tom taught me that I want to be able to teach you is that when something is breaking out, you don't have to chase it. You can be patient and wait for it to pull back to where the breakout level was. That is the beauty of the TD9 count pattern out here, because it is a totally different way of looking at where price breaks out and breaks down. Now, the nice thing is that you and I have been using this for a couple of years now, and so each day we're looking at it and we get to see it in operation, and you can see how price now. I just don't have line going all the way across out here. I could do that, but I don't. But here I'm just putting my cross here. You can see how price stopped there. But the question that Danny asked was specifically, and this is why you want these tools out there, Glenn. If you pay for nothing, you know what you're going to get. Nothing. So, but here with regard to, so Danny's asking the question, is it possible that the Dow is going to pull back before the close? Well, right now the Dow is taking on resistance. And resistance is the China opening range. The first 30 minutes of the Asian, not China, the first 30 minutes of the Asian opening range out here. And that's at 27,883. There's two closes above 27,883. What that's communicating to us, Danny, is that there is a breakout going on inside the Dow. Now, here's the caveats, though. Breakout to where? Well, first, the breakout to where would be the top of that new bear structure daily profile, which is at 28,069. So that could be the level out there. If price can get to 28,070, $1 above 28,069, we'll have a valid TD9 count pattern inside the Dow Equity Future contract, and all of the futures contracts could or should at that stage have topping signals. The other thing, Danny, that to be watching for is this is going to be bar number 8 of a TD9 count. So bar number 8, we know that highs can form on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. So it's 145. Bar 8 is going to complete at 2. So we've got bars 9 and the bar following 9. So by 3 o'clock, you're going to have your answer out there. But if price is found resistance at 27,883 out there, and it's confirmed that TD9 count top, then the answer to your question is yes, there's going to be some kind of a retracement out there. If instead price makes this TD9 count top, and at 3 o'clock, price continues to move forward out there, the TD9 count may have failed or may not have formed, but I'd say at this stage here may not have may have failed at that stage, telling you that price wants to go tag that 28,069 area. Does that help? I hope. I mean, even though I'm not talking to you, I am talking to you. You're inside the Tiger's Den out there. So with regard to the Dow Equity Future contract, you're going to be watching this 27,883, and then the candle sessions over the next 75 minutes out here. And it's really the Dow Equity Future contract that is the only one at this stage here that is testing resistance. We looked at the NQ earlier. It is not. The ES is not. The Russell 2000 is not. I'll pull over the ES Mini out here since this would be more traded by folks. The resistance level in the ES Mini, the top of its Asian opening range would be 33.75. We're trading inside that range right now. So price is just simply consolidating in between the opening range levels. The key level of breakout support inside the ES Mini way down at 33.27. That's the level that would first you need to see close below to give you any kind of a hint that there could be a change in trend out there. And that's not what we're really talking about or dealing with as we speak right now. So I hope that helps you out with regard to what's going on inside of the general marketplace out there. Let's see. Things are so messed up here. I've got to go over to my laptop to look for emails that have come in. I do want to get to every question I can. So AJ writes in. AJ says, Steve, you always sound so positive. How do you do that? Oh, wow. Okay, you guys and gals are hitting me up with. I will tell you the answer to my, if you will, positive attitude. Good drugs. Stuffy says good drugs. No. I think I've shared this with you before, because you can use. I want you to be able to use this very simple tool for everybody that's in your life. So it boils down. So how does one remain, positive attitude? I kind of refer to that as being happy out there. And yeah, I do like being happy, right? You got a choice of being happy or not being happy. But how do you be happy? How do people, if you were to interview thousands and thousands of people and you were to identify those that are happy and those that are not, I guarantee you this one thing you will see differentiate each pool. Happy people are always making progress. They're always making progress towards something. If you're listening to the show and you want to make progress, I would have to imagine you're listening to the show to be not just assist you with what the markets are doing. You want to know how to do this yourself, or most people want to know how to do this yourself. So you and I, we're all tied by this same philosophy of always trying to make progress or better ourselves. When you are making progress, when you are bettering yourselves, and that's so if you take a look at what's offered here, either workshops that David or Tom or Basil or Larry or myself that we provide, if you're stuck, if you're looking to make progress, then you must subscribe to our different newsletters and the workshops that are out there, because we will help you make progress. That's what it's all about. If you take a look at a person that is depressed out there and you were to ask them, what does their future look like? What do you think their future looked like? What do you think Robin Williams' future looked like before he finally tied the knot, so to speak, out there? What do you think his future in his mind looked like out there? So those people that are depressed out here, they do not have a compelling future. So if you've got somebody in your life, a son, a daughter, a relative, a grandchild, a friend, or what have you, and they're depressed, just two things: find out or help them develop a compelling future, right? That's why when somebody's crying, if you ask them to look up, they'll typically stop crying. When you look up, there's a more compelling future. When you look down, it's not so compelling. You know what I mean? Throwing dirt in your face. AJ, I hope that helps answer your question. When we get back from this break, we'll go back to the charts out there. But thanks for asking. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 74, S&P 4 points, Nasdaq 100 is off 17. So back to the Dow. I'd say that the things to be watching today here, you're going to see a TD9 count pattern that has formed out here. It formed yesterday when it completed bar number 9. The problem is that bar number 7 was the high of this pattern, so we don't have what Stevie will call a valid TD9 count top. But today is the bar following bar number 9. So that high at 28,069, the top of that daily profile, that's also the high of bar number 7. And so if we can see just one tick above that, 1 penny, well, in this case here, $1, above that level out there, then we will have a valid TD9 count top. Now, it doesn't guarantee that it's a top. But what we could then have, and I say could then have, because it depends on where the ES Mini closes at the end of the day. But we could have at that stage, if that were to occur out here, 4 topping patterns, one for each of the equity futures contracts. The problem is that it's a possibility that if the Dow moves up to that level, that the ES Mini could close above 33.79. And if it does that, you're at 33.72, then it'll negate its topping pattern, which is a TD9 count, the bar following bar number 9. So 33.70, we're looking for a unanimous vote by each of the futures contracts that a top is in place. Then what we don't know, what we'd be looking at is can price bust out the bottom of those profile levels that we were looking at earlier. Here at the NQ, it's already got its key reversals candle that confirmed its Rhodes momentum indicator top, and Stevie's green line continues to act as resistance. So the NQ has got a fairly solid high. Nothing has broken out the lows out there. We don't know whether we'll do it or not, but we're looking for each of the equity futures contracts here to identify a topping pattern. Well, guess what? Inside the Russell 2000, we'd have to go with wave number 7. That's letter G, part of the Chapman wave tools out there, folks. So, hey, thanks so much for being here. Sorry for the abbreviated show. Glad that we got on the air. Thanks for all the questions out there all week long. And have a fantastic weekend. We'll look forward to seeing you on magical, magnificent, and marvelous Monday. Take care, folks.